David Austin with DavidAustinGallery.com. Are we actually live?
We are.
Okay.
I was doing the circle of ah!
I don't know what that was. She's making gestures back there. I don't know what that was. So welcome back, and my beautiful wife and brilliant assistant, Kristen. And guess what? There's somebody else in the studio with us. Look at that. This is Sue. Pronounce your last name for me.
Rauschenfels.
That's great. And so she's a regional artist from the Duluth area here in Minnesota. And now this is a special. She is the first one for our new program to bring in an artist once a month and paint with us. And so this is a great opportunity for you guys to ask questions. Now, even after we upload the recorded version of this, feel free to ask there too. And we'll get back to it, or we'll refer to Sue and she can get back to it as well. So this is pretty exciting. And I think we're doing something today. What are we doing? We're doing pointillism today. No, that's not right. Pointillism? What are we up to today? You specialize in a different, something different.
Well, I was thinking a little more mixed media, collage,
okay.
tearing papers.
Oh, good.
Gluing them down and then starting right in the paint.
Nice. Well, I see you have some various fabrics and materials kind of off camera there, because we're snug in together.
Yep.
We're being friends right away. And I've got a debris field over here, detritus field and stuff.
We can share.
That I'll work on.
Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. But I got to put on my handy, as I say, studio camouflage. That's what I like to put on in here. And so, how long have you been in Duluth area?
Gosh, I've lived in Duluth since late 70s.
So
quite a while.
2 years, yeah.
Yep, I grew up north of Duluth in a small town. But they've gotten a lot done. I've seen the yard.
Yeah, for sure. You know what the best sound in the world as a painter is?
Tearing off.
Yeah. That's pop when you take the plastic off.
Love it. Yeah.
Because you know there's something new to do.
That's a good one.
So a couple weeks ago, guys, I mentioned that keep an eye on your local, I hate to say it, big box art supply things, because you can get awesome deals. And Michael's, I think the deal might be done, but you can check.
Yes.
Did you see that? You can get 3 for 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably noticed the pile of canvas.
They usually do a 3 for 1, or sometimes just straight 75% off.
Oh God, it's such a great deal.
Right.
I'll just get that out of there.
Yep.
So, and normally, I may start out, I like to do some quick gestures with charcoal and such. And I might do that today, but I wouldn't necessarily, and then I would follow up with some paint. But with doing the collage is you want to have surfaces that's fairly adhesive.
I want to have a surface adhesive, however, I like grounding it with some color first.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
I never like to face a white canvas.
No.
I don't.
It is. We talked about
silly,
our hashtag. You know our hashtag.
No.
It's create without fear, right?
Yeah.
Some of you out there know it's create without fear, and there's nothing more fearful than staring at that.
It is. Yep. But I'm all for gesture. Let's do some drawing, and you don't need to paint the whole thing.
So when you say you
Put
lay down
something down.
well, let me see what you. So what do you use to do that?
Usually, I like.
Oh, you actually get to.
I usually get some paint on.
Oh, you get a little paint.
Yep. But I also use some.
What are those? Those are fun.
Oil pastels.
Oh, really? Oil pastels.
Yeah, these are nice.
Now, do you have any problem with the oil pastels adhesion when you're starting to put the things on? Or is it,
no, I do not. I've never had a problem with that.
What are you working with, Sue? Are those?
These are golden liquid acrylics, and what
I
like about these collage is they're a little translucent, so you're not going to lose.
So
you're not going to lose all of your papers. And let me tell you, I painted a long time with wondering, why did I glue all these cool papers on? And now where do they go?
Oh my gosh, yes.
But your heavy body acrylics will do that. Heavy body many of them are opaque.
Yes, this is true.
But if you take the translucent ones.
That's a good point. And
it
I'll
is.
tell you what, I'm going to do some crazy bright.
So color. I like limit my gesso.
You do? Okay.
I always like to mix gesso with my paints. But with these, and you want to see through, don't opaque them too much. Don't put a bunch of gesso in right away. You can add later. You're going around negative painting.
Well, I'm gonna lay in some bright background color, some crazy bright. This is the problem. One of the things I don't like
your crazy.
Do you like the crazy?
I do like your pink. In fact, I've got to get into some pink. Somebody told me opera pink is the way to go, but
Opera pink.
opera pink, I don't know who makes it.
So this is one of the complaints on the less expensive canvas is that they tend to, drape and droop, and so you get the red ridges in there. But you know what? A lot of this is about improvisation. You work with what you have. Oh, that's nice. So you got a little watered down.
Yeah.
That?
Yep.
That's nice.
I mean, there's plenty of time to add pasted into it.
I'm not sneaking up behind you there. I just
a
take some
little.
towel.
Oh, welcome
It will then
everybody.
be
Look at that. And now we have 2 artists today, so twice the opportunities to ask questions.
2 for 1 special today.
All right, so welcome from Argentina. Hi, Scott the Traffic. Good to see you.
Love it.
Welcome in everybody this morning, afternoon, evening, sunrise, sunset, middle of the day.
So you're wondering what this ravel is. This isn't my baby toy.
No, but
That would be good.
I was thinking,
So these are big. Have you seen these?
I have not.
So this is a Malto blank, empty pump marker. It's for acrylic marker or water media, and then I fill it with Amsterdam acrylic inks.
Okay.
And so this makes some really nice marks that you can make right off the bat.
Well, he's got some good toys here that I didn't.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play with it.
Make 'em, yeah.
So I'm just gonna kind of lay in some stuff with that. So this is the first step. We're supposed to do collage, but we're adding some background color that the collage then kind of overlaps, and that'll create some depth to the piece. That's going to be really exciting. I think.
I think so too.
Right?
Yep.
Is that a guarantee?
What it is a guarantee. Because I think what you can never go wrong is how many layers.
Oh,
And if
for
you
sure.
just keep adding
But
and leaving some.
Christy and Betty Franks and several of the others that are friends of ours out there, they talk about layering a lot and building that surface. So even some of this is going to be covered up. So we encourage you, and that's part of that Create Without Fear. It's not sacrosanct, is it, that first layer?
No,
It's just a means to an end.
it's just a means to an end.
Well, I just learned that Panama City is in the same time zone as ours.
Didn't actually know that. So I have this is my favorite, charcoal with a K. You know, I like to do that, and this is where I like to make some gestures.
And I could try using charcoal sometime, but I'm just using my oil pastels, which work just as well, I think.
I'll leave that there in case you decide.
Does your paint resist with this, or kind of
Resist?
cover it? Or
No, well, some of it will show up. So the charcoal will show up a little bit. It can
Uh-huh.
smear too. But if you're working
Yes.
translucent, like you're saying, it will show up through the layers.
Yep.
Which is kind of fun.
And it's not like we want it to all show up, so it's okay to have some of it fade away.
And several ones, like Lori Mirabelli up in Toronto, she does a lot of just gesture in the beginning and knowing that it's completely covered.
Yep.
And that's good.
I think it's good.
Thank you for sharing our video over on TikTok, guys. If you guys
Yes.
know anybody who's interested in modern collage, please share today's feed and you can watch it live with your friends.
Yes. This is special. Once a month we're gonna do
What are
this,
we gonna
guys.
title this?
I don't know.
This
Extravaganza.
series we've started.
Artist extravaganza. The live show.
Something about two or duo, maybe, or
So I'm gonna
double your pleasure.
I like
Go
that.
ahead and put it- Oh my.
Double your pleasure page with me Saturday.
So do you ever use photographs with any of your stuff?
You know, I have not.
So these are
Get hung up on sometimes
a bunch of photographs that I've taken.
a literal something, so.
I know that is one. I'm gonna try. I
That's
don't usually
cool.
use it either.
Love it.
Let's try it. So these are photographs that I've taken over the years. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something like that.
Right, Sue's got her file, David's got
Yeah.
his file.
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
Sue's
changed-
file is bigger, David.
Ah, no. That's actually pretty nice. Look at that photograph.
Yeah.
How thick is that?
I might actually save that
What
one.
kind of adhesive are you going to use for that?
That's a good question. What do you use?
Well, I just use a gloss gel, kind of a heavy body gel.
Is that the same as I?
Probably,
Look at it. Mine's matte. Hers is gloss. That's the only difference.
and it doesn't matter either.
I can't get it open. Can you get that open?
This would be funny, I bet I can.
Bang it on the, I think that
I'm gonna have to.
Kind of, oh no.
Ah!
No,
All right.
I can't,
We
sorry.
gotta get aggressive.
can do
Sit
it.
down here. Here, I'm gonna go on the corner. Watch it, everybody. Oh yes. I haven't used this cannon. It's been a while since I've done.
Need the wrench?
I was gonna be really impressed if you did get this over.
Is that a brand new one?
No.
Okay.
I wish they would. It's caked on. It's just chaos already. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I thought you could say, I use this all the time.
Wow.
When you put it on too
Well,
tight,
that's
you
funny,
put it on
Pearl.
too tight.
We just talked about that before we began. Pearl says entirely intuitive or just crazy play, because I can't imagine talking and making a good paint.
That was the first question I asked too about this. And today is the first day I've met her officially, but
Yeah.
we discovered each other on Instagram. Is that right?
Instagram.
So I love that fact. You know, any of these platforms, all three of the platforms we're on today, are great for meeting artists from all over the world. Like you said, is it Portugal here? Is Portugal today?
Argentina and
Panama.
Panama are here today so far. Hi, Like a Prophet. Nice to see you.
Coffee break.
Good plan.
If anybody wants to send hearts, just tap your screen, and that helps us get into the algorithm. Please.
So I'm making some room because to do this, I'm gonna. Oh, did you see how she's doing that? She paints it over it.
Well, it's going to dry clear.
Oh.
This stuff will dry clear.
And that's why
the
you
beauty of it.
like the translucent.
I do. Yeah. Now, are you familiar with Bob Burge? I know I'm getting somebody else. to-
No, that's all right. That's what it's all about here. I
I
grab
learned
a
a
lot.
lot of these things from Bob.
No kidding.
He sends a Bob blast once a week or every other week.
Oh, you know what? I did see
Bob
something about
blast.
him.
Yep. And he says, don't mess around. Just get it on top.
Set something
It
out.
will
I hadn't even
clear
got anything put in.
Sweden. Welcome.
will
That's
dry
where you're from,
clear.
Scattered Travis.
Well, I've never actually painted over it, so I might have to try your method.
You mean the glue? I'm
Yeah,
just
usually.
Yep.
I usually paste a bunch on the back
gluing.
and then lay it down, but I want to try a little bit of yours today too.
What are you doing?
California.
Oh, you
So
glue on your item to put on.
Yeah,
I
a little on the
always-
back,
I used to do that.
but it's messy, and I like your method, so I'm gonna play
Yep.
with that today too.
No, yeah, and with this adhesive, if it gets all wet, you still can do it.
You guys can't see me over there, sorry.
Okay, they can.
They can on the corner over here.
If I move my can, and I'm kind of moving it around.
You're moving around.
Thank you for censoring the language, Scattered Travis. Really appreciate that. Because a lot of people are watching with their kids.
Yeah, we're a kid-friendly show.
Oh, you should be. Yep.
We're a kid-friendly show.
Sorry.
'Cause I think kids are the best artists ever.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt.
I know you paint with your son a lot.
Yeah. I'll leave that.
That attracted me to your site. You know, I kept seeing him and thinking, I love that.
So this is unusual. I don't usually work with photos, but I really like this is another one that I took a while ago when I was doing a lot of photography. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
go ahead
took that one. That's great.
and put that and paste that in. We'll leave a little gap in there. So we're building layers, right?
Building layers.
Okay, building layers up today.
Now, one thing I want to say too about when I move things down, I am not really fussy about getting that brayer out, but I know a lot of shops, you know,
Brayer.
they must get them really smooth and no bubbles. They want
Oh
to get
yeah,
the brayer
that's a
in
good
there.
point. I don't have some people might not know what a brayer is. I have one.
I call it the steamroller.
Steam.
Just kind of go flatten everything out.
I've got a question.
So it's all pretty.
Yeah.
They want to know, what do each of you actually have in mind for your finished product today?
You can answer.
Oh no, they're seriously asking. I don't know. Did you
I
have
think
an
it's
idea in mind
improv.
today?
Yeah, I think today is just total improv, and we're looking at techniques for collage.
But you know that's a good
It's a good
question,
question.
isn't it, Kristen? When you're building a piece or starting a piece, do you have some sense? Do you like do sketches and stuff?
Sometimes I do, but for today, I didn't want to try to plan things. I think that would have just actually set me back with being more open, seeing what you do, maybe try doing some of the things you do.
More
So,
present with what's
more
happening.
present.
Well, that's what I was. I'm already going to see. I want to
Yeah.
try what she's doing with it. Because what's fascinating too is you're using the paste over it, but it's picking up. Some of you can't maybe see that. It's picking up the color, her base layer that you lay down, right?
Yep.
And then that's going over these pieces of various cloth. We got cloth and paper and
Yep.
other stuff. That's really cool.
Yep. I often will just, when I open the canvas, I call it grounding. I'll just put orange or I'll just put colors on all the canvases so I don't look at the white canvas. So I'll always have something ready in my studio that has color on it. Just orange is one of my favorite colors. So you know, I can put orange.
Orange makes those
So
appearance.
today I had white ones I just opened up, brand new. But usually I do not go right into this, but I think it should work.
You got a question?
Yeah.
Have y'all ever done a sunset painting?
A sunset, specifically a sunset?
Yes.
I haven't.
I don't know. Here's some that I haven't finished. I think I have.
Done things that could be
Interpolated.
just purely leaning towards a sunset, maybe. Oh, I love those. Those
So
would be my trees. I'm noted for trees. See the texture?
Yeah.
I love it.
So this is old canvas that I ripped up. My old canvases that I ripped up. And the interesting thing is the acrylic is kind of fractured and peeling off the canvas.
See that?
And that, like, you can zone right in on that texture. You want to play these pieces? You want to play with some?
I'd love to.
Oh, yeah.
Am I taking them on you?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
This is nice.
I'm going to do something with them. I don't know.
Because I think this, to me, I might wait a couple layers. Because I don't want to lose this. And
That's
sometimes
true.
I go crazy. And I've lost my, you get married to something.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
part of
they'll
that thing.
go
is
away. Yep.
You don't want to, and I have a problem with that with this big piece over there, the really big one, because Kristen and I both like that piece, and the problem was, I normally go a lot. It's much more dense surfaces. I know yours are too.
Yes.
But I'm having a hard time now because we said, oh, let's leave it, and then we lived with it for a week, and now we're like, no, it's not done. We need to do more. I need to do more with it. I say we because my wife is involved in the decision.
Nice part of that.
But yeah,
That's the way to do it. I always work on 3-4 things at a time. Always.
it's not my pants.
Oh, that was a great episode of SpongeBob.
Yes.
There's a reference.
There's a reference.
Obscure. There's always
There's
one.
a nice. Yep.
This
So
one's
funny.
got some hair. It fits right now. I don't know if they can hear the music on there. They usually can't.
No, they can't.
It's utterly ridiculous.
Get it.
Yeah. I don't know what even.
I tried to find
guitar.
out
What is
but
that
it
instrument?
didn't work.
See, this side has a paint on it. I'm just going to use the other side. I think that's more interesting.
That is.
Yeah, Downcast, we think of ourselves as if Bob Ross really had more fun.
Yep. But he was happy.
He was very,
He was
very
a happy-
happy
happy-
trees.
Happy little artist making
Yes.
happy little trees.
Yep.
With the amount of toxins he was breathing every time he did this with the brush.
That's what did him in.
I know.
So now here's my latest piece. This came from Chick-fil-A.
Ah!
Chick-fil-A.
Is there even a chick?
These are little deli papers.
They're not even in this area.
No, here's one.
Imported from
And
Arizona, Chick-fil-A wrapper.
Chick-fil-A. I like to see lettering sometimes in words.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually.
Hi, Angela.
Oh, Angela, hi. Boy, I tell you, this is one of those cases. Angela is one of our followers from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Where's
Angela.
she from?
Where are you from?
Angela, can remind me where you're from.
I want to say it's on the East Coast somewhere.
But her work has phenomenally improved, and I told her that just recently.
Nice.
Over time, just really improved. It's so fun to watch some of these people just get better and better and better and better. And I love that fact because it's not about competition.
Oh no.
New Jersey. It was on the East
Jersey.
Coast.
We were completely wrong.
Yeah, it's just about, and it's never really about the outcome for me either.
Process.
Having fun.
Video process. You consider
I
yourself
like
process.
that. I do. Yes. Yep.
So
That's how I know things are done. It's a feel.
I think you kind of just answered that, but let's be a little more specific. The question is, has representational art ever been in your art, Sue? This person says they always veer toward abstract, or was it something that you were doing from the beginning of your journey?
I did not do it in the beginning of my journey. My goal after retirement was I really wanted to learn how to watercolor paint, and I did that. I did that and still do that, and I love watercolor. But I started kind of after retirement experimenting with visual arts. So I feel I'm running out of time, I'm a little older, so I got to do everything. I want to try a lot of different things, and I move fast with different mediums. Just experiment, but I've never done oils.
Hands are sticky. I'm chasing around these. You know, I
So my work's evolved with, I think, with the different mediums that I'm into. So your work will evolve, and I really do. I enjoy the abstract. The animal expressionism type too. So.
Have you gone to like light drawing classes and such?
I have.
Yeah.
And just the sketching.
Yeah.
The models. Yep.
I like to go back and revisit that every so often, just to kind of keep that skill intact, even though it's not great. Because it's like most skills, if you don't do it all the time, or as Kristen says, butt in seat.
Yep.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. That's our number one.
Butt in seat. Even though you can stand, right?
Yeah.
So standing is a lot. I stand a lot. Do you stand at home when you create?
I do. Yeah. Mostly, yep.
Clearly, you probably work like this on a horizontal surface.
I do both.
Do you?
I do like an easel, but then I like flat work too. I think it's good to keep it different.
Oh, Angela has her first exhibit coming up.
You do.
Nice.
Oh,
Everybody, congratulate Angela. She's worked really hard for this.
I'm working very hard for this point.
Good for her.
Where,
That's a big
where
deal.
is it? Come on, Angela. Plug it.
She's in the park. The state of New Jersey invited her.
Oh,
In the park.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
sounds like it maybe this in the summertime then, or
No.
outdoors. I would think in the park.
Out in the park. Park in the park.
Thank you, Downcast. Yeah, Angie's on the other platform we're streaming on.
Oh yeah, sorry. We have again for some of you that jump
another-
in, we have 3 different platforms. We have YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok today. So there's a lot of stuff going
A lot
on.
of stuff going on.
All right, I need to get something. Oh, I'm gonna use this. Oh, this is one of my sons made this. I don't think he minds much.
Yeah, but the mark making in here, the scratching sort of look is nice. I love it.
Bergen County Zoological Park. Awesome.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Thank you for the follow, Downcast. Really appreciate it.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and cover a big chunk of this up, maybe. You know what? I kind of want that hot pink to show through that, so I might just chop my way through this.
Yep, I'm gonna
Do
do what I said I probably wasn't gonna do, but I'm gonna add some gesso to some paint and just start negative painting something.
See, this is what happens. You just evolve when you make. You let it happen.
Because with the collage, there's layers to come. I can do a little negative painting, see what could pop out.
Now, what do you
I
mean
can
by
also
negative
then
painting?
glue more on again too.
What's
It's not
your-
the last step.
So what do you mean
Around.
around
Mhm.
around those?
Yeah, I don't know, me and my trees, but I just like trees. But,
Yeah, you do quite a bit with
I
trees.
do a lot of
Yeah.
trees, and I actually have a third show. I'm going to be doing an exhibit. It'll
Oh, yeah.
be For the Love of Trees
That's-
3.
For the love of trees 3.
It's my third, and
And is that in Virginia again?
no, it's going to be up in Big Fork at the Edge Arts Center
Okay.
in Big Fork in October.
In Big Fork, what state are we in?
I think it's
Are we in Minnesota?
we're in Minnesota.
Okay.
Northern.
Or it's not Montana, Big Fork.
No.
Some of you were going, oh, I live in Big Fork, Mont. I can
Yeah.
go see it. No.
No. It's in
Minnesota.
October, and I do have some of my work is created, but I have probably 60% of my body work yet to create. So, no pressure.
What are you doing here?
No
You
pressure.
need to get to work.
No, this is it. This is inspiring.
So, we don't have to say where your home is, but you were showing me pictures earlier, and it's very lovely. Is that like one of the huge influences for you where you're
is.
living right now?
Nature in general.
Yeah.
Sure it is. Even as a kid, did a lot of playing outside. Grew up in a little town, rural north of here, and
Oh,
in the
nice.
60s, We didn't have video games. We
Right.
had trees. We had
But
trees
it's kind
and
of the same with, you know, I was
baseball
probably the
fields,
last.
skating rinks.
Yeah, exactly.
My generation was kind of the last.
You know, I'm 53, so it was.
Yep.
Video games were just coming, but they were at the arcade. You had to go to the arcade.
That's true. I remember pinball. That counts as an arcade game.
Oh, now that song's in my head now.
Pinball Wizard.
Yeah.
We're dating her.
By Dr.
I'm dating
Who.
myself.
No, that's not right. It's not Dr.
It's
By The Who.
Oh, The Who.
Wahoo.
Supple wrists. It's a line in the song.
Whatever you say.
Yes.
Song's so weird. I have a lot of the lyrics memorized. It never made sense until it did, and then now it's
Then you got it.
stuck.
And you got it. Huh?
So she's already putting some cool
Well,
painting over and kind of blotting some of the other layers
Yep,
out.
I am. Just I need to start seeing something, and it might come through for me.
So,
and
so like seeing something, you're just kind of talking about like the structure of the painting developing or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
To give it the bones, maybe.
the bones, and then not quite the stage either that I would say, oh, I gotta check the composition. I need to check my values. I'm not anywhere near that.
Right. Yeah. I
I'm
can
just
see
trying
that.
to build it up, and I might go back and say, oh, I want to have this, not have this.
Well, I kind of inadvertently, I think, added a lot of
can.
structure by using these really bold set pieces.
Yep.
So, but I'm going to keep overlapping those.
Yeah, overlapping. Oh, that's cool.
Just kind of,
Peeking through like a window.
Yeah. Oh, I love windows. I did a ton of images of paintings of windows for a while. During COVID and things.
That's a great theme.
So during
Don't say that word again.
yeah, we can't get
Theme or windows?
the C word.
Oh, that word. Yeah.
That kind of it does the thing.
That now they're going to put a little thing in there anyway.
Yep.
The disclaimer. But during that time period, a lot of our followers were stuck in the big cities, and they were talking, well, I'm
Yep.
stuck in my apartment. I can't see out. Right. All I see is through these windows, and I really started thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were very lucky because we were living back in Michigan
Yes.
at the time, and we had a 1 acre property there. It was just all the gardens and stuff because that's what our other business is. And we were very, very lucky, and we hadn't really thought about it too much until started hearing from people that it's really an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe we're hyper aware.
Did I hear you were in Battle Creek?
Well, that was where
Under Kellogg.
no,
Something.
that was way back in my history, but we lived in
Oh,
a
they
little
read
place
your
called.
bio and tried to
Yes,
shop a little before I came.
that's all right. I didn't.
Multifamily isn't very good.
No, we lived in Boyne City, which is a little village, little
Yeah.
city just in the northern tip of Michigan,
Okay.
the Lower Peninsula.
Yep. I kind of am more familiar, of course, with the UP and Peninsula.
Oh, yeah.
So I know
Most
about
people are in
that.
Minnesota.
Yeah, they are. I just know about that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so sticky and messy. This is why I'm
That's
wearing
cool.
my gloves. I think it's gonna look okay.
I know, and you can't.
I gotta get
That
the
pink
fuzz
and the
out.
black. That pink is really.
That contrast.
Yep.
I think the contrast is really. I'm torn because a lot of times those subtle pieces, the ones, are more accessible to a lot of people. But I also like the softness that those create.
Mm-hmm.
But my natural inclination, if you look around, it's like bold,
It
big
is.
lines, dark, contrast.
I told David when I walked in, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm just going to be like an owl with my head spinning because there's so many cool things to look at. And I love them. I love colors, so I'm so happy you invited me. And
Oh, it's a pleasure.
color's my thing. You probably saw that on my
I did.
Instagram.
That's one of the things for sure that we
Love
been
color.
doing.
Me too.
So I'm adding a little bit of heavy body manganese blue, kind of,
Good. Yeah.
and just try and kind of level that out or cover some stuff up. I know words. I can't find my favorite spatula though. I don't know what I do with it. It's in this mess.
It's something like this. You can use mine.
It is a wedge, but I just don't know where that can.
Oh.
That's all I'll use mom's. This is my mom's.
She was an artist, your mother, huh?
Yeah, she
You learned a
was.
lot from her, I bet.
She taught art for
Oh
her,
my gosh.
for her whole life.
Wow.
School district. What did you retire from anyway? Was it?
I worked at UMD.
Oh, you did?
Administration, continuing ed.
Oh, no. Okay.
And so lifelong learning, not a surprise, I
Right.
like learning new things, so it's a great place to.
All right, Sue, I'm gonna have you spell your name and what's your handle on Instagram? I'm getting asked.
It's Sue Rauschenfels, RAUSCHENFELS, FLES, Fells,
L-E-S. And it's a
Art Studio. Yep, Sue Rauschenfels, S on the end, Art Studio. I think that's what it is.
Well,
Right now, it seems like that's what it is.
we're gonna tag her at the end when you load this up, right?
yeah.
Yeah, good.
We'll get that.
Yeah.
And any other pertinent things we'll tag.
Okay, good.
I got some bright yellow bringing into it here.
Now, David, would you mind if I tried your charcoal,
Oh gosh, please.
please?
There's
Yeah,
some pink on it. You okay? With the pink?
Yeah, I am, for sure. I lost my black oil pastel, not
No,
surprised. But this gives me a chance to try it.
that's a nice soft charcoal with a K. Comes in a box here.
Oh, these are nice, I like it.
I really like the General. They have a big block. You know, it comes in a huge block of charcoal like that, but it's been on back order for
General is the
a
brand.
year, like a year, something like that. It's crazy.
What I like are these black marks. Let's say I'm going for an abstracted kind of a tree type thing.
Sure,
This makes great branches.
that is
So
that
you want to
would
put
make
some dark
sense.
marks. So it's a little more gestural rather than.
So I think one of the nice things when you do the collage is that if you're at a stage where you start to make more decisions.
Yep.
And composition, and you have a piece, you can just kind of set it in and look at it for a bit. And sometimes I'll lay a bunch of them out and then glue them down. You do something similar to that?
I do that. And then I make, I shouldn't say a mistake, but I do things sometimes that's like, oh, I don't really like that now. Why did I glue it down? But not to worry, these things just cover, you just keep covering up.
Keep covering
I
up.
call them sometimes Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
I need a Band-Aid here, or, you know,
Well,
because
that's
it's
true.
not fitting.
And sometimes a lot of people would use a white gesso, for example, to fade a piece out or make it a little more translucent or lower its importance.
I do. And then you might want to let that dry a little bit too.
Before you replace.
Before
I
you
like that
replace.
I always tend to do a corner thing. I do.
And I'm kind of the opposite. I need to pay a little more attention to my corners because I feel
Interesting.
like I kind of tackle right in here and then, but then there's plenty of time to add on wherever you are. Wherever you start, there's always a good. You can just end it how you want. There's no right or wrong, I don't think.
So do you have a set time that you paint every day and work?
You know, I try to,
Yeah.
but it's hard.
Yeah.
I do. I feel like I'm pretty busy. We like to garden and
Oh, yeah.
we live on a lake, so
That
it's
is
gonna
pretty
be
nice, yeah.
it's gonna be the outside first, and grandkid stuff is always that's
Well, you gotta
priority.
do the grandkids thing.
Oh yeah, and they're so active in things. Yeah, and you want to be there. I don't want to miss anything. How about you? Do you set a time
Yeah.
days of the week? With the little one, you probably have to.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, it happened actually before my mom passed away. And she passed away in March, 3 years back now, right?
The March, yeah.
The March, yeah, the beginning.
Oh,
But
I know.
but before that, I had started to paint early morning, and you know, I don't know why. It was a weird it was just a transmit. It just happened.
I like
Yeah.
having
Start painting it. So it got earlier and earlier, and then I was getting up on average at 4 a.m. now,
Yeah,
and I'm up and I
nice
paint,
and light out. Mm-hmm.
and I paint from 4 a.m. until, well, depending if I have to take the little one, if I have to take our son into preschool, play school as we call it, then I have to actually get back to the house at 7. But if I had my druthers, I would paint till 8 or 9. Come back to the house, have breakfast, and then unfortunately the day just.
Yeah, my mornings are my best time as well. By evenings, I'm kind of tired. I to have enough stimulation all day, and
I'll be right back.
Joe, that's my time to just unwind.
So if you have questions, Kristen's stepping out for just a minute. So hold your questions back. Yeah, I find that the morning for me wasn't always that way. For me, I mean, when I was younger, it was
You like to be
all
at night.
night,
Sure.
staying all night.
Kids will do that when you're like
Yeah, for sure.
having a little one.
I think the sleep patterns change when you get older too a little bit. That's
I agree with that.
I know mine has dramatically changed. So one of the things I'm doing here is I'm overlapping like these real strong linear pieces over different sections of the color to start kind of feeling like we have some depth in it. At least that's what I'm hoping I do.
Yep.
I always have a tendency of making very, very dense, as you can see from my painting, imagery. It's just
That's
really
very
thick.
attractive to me. So, and I like how you're layering, making very certain, trying to be mindful of light and dark and light and dark. That's basic for everybody, but sometimes when you get it and you want to just get going, and
I think
you're really thinking too. You are thinking while we're doing this. At least I feel I am.
A little bit.
There's some thinking going on.
Some people think it's questionable whether I think at all, but
With the elements of design,
So-
I'm kind of thinking, well,
all elements of design.
yeah,
probably
light
do
and
that.
dark, and you're thinking a little bit.
The rest of the time is questionable.
Or repetition. I had a great teacher I studied with once a week here in Duluth.
Wait,
And
who was that?
Mary Beth Downs. She owns the art cellar right here on the old school is it?
I have not heard of this place.
Yeah, just in 47.
Wow.
Right out here in Lakeside. She teaches many sections of classes. People come together, smaller groups, I will say maybe 7 to 10 students that come together once a week. That same pod of people, and you work on your own things, but she's there to guide you. And collage, I got a lot of mixed media information from her in my basic training, and she was wonderful. But always remembering to always repetition. See, like you're showing a little bit of, I don't know if that's an orchid, but you're showing it here and here, and you're speaking out over there.
Yeah.
So it isn't all about, let's take all these papers and just go like that.
Toss them in. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think there's conscious decision.
Conscious decisions.
Even in abstract, I like the beginning of the paintings we did on. So there's different stages, right? In the paintings.
Yes.
So for me, the beginning of the stage
Sure
is
there
that gestural, that really improvisational. I get
Yep.
the great music going that I want to have for the day, blah blah blah, and doing all that stuff. And then there's that pause, I think, and then you get to that finish stage. And the next stage there's like a middle,
Yep.
and then you get to that finish, the end where the fine detail and things like that.
On that point, how do you know you're at that end point?
That's a very good question too.
That's a tough question for all artists. How do you know when something is done, complete? It's a feeling thing for me.
I'm not even answering.
And really, even if you think things are complete, it's funny if you look at it maybe even a year later, because you still have that
Oh,
painting.
for sure.
And you just go back in it and get all inspired again.
I frequently joke that with
It's never
David,
done.
it's when it's sold.
Because it's no longer within reach for me.
And that is a good way. If that is your end result,
Because they sit around too long and they get reworked.
and they get reworked.
Yeah, so I'm notorious for pieces that have been sitting around for 2 years, and if I can start sorting through them.
Yep.
And it's a little less now because we got rid of quite a bit. I'd already done it with a lot of pieces before we moved here, and I purged a lot. Oh God,
Did you have a big sale?
No, there wasn't a lot of selling.
It was November in a resort community, so there was just nobody there. But it was funny, we had people dumpster diving, pulling paintings out.
You had to know some things.
We talked a lot.
Actually, that's hard, isn't it? That's hard.
It was a little weird to do it, but It was
Time will
necessary.
heal.
Yeah, it was necessary.
Right.
I'm actually getting into this pretty well.
You know, the opposite of looking at something down the road and going, wow, I think I'm gonna make some changes. Why did I really think that worked? I've had the opposite.
Why was that a good idea?
I've kind of hidden something and then I've come across it and go,
Oh,
who did this? I kind of like it. It's mine.
there is that
Yeah,
too.
I like it now.
Yeah, that weird piece that you did, and at the time you think, this is
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, I don't want to show anybody this.
Yeah. Sure. That's like an archaeological discovery, or
Yes,
found
it
a treasure,
is.
right?
It is. But yeah, all those emotions can come.
Oh, somebody collaged their walls because they didn't have canvases, so they could learn.
I love that. That's awesome.
Me too.
Well, and you know
You
what?
want one of these
There's no
to
training thing,
rip up?
Philomena. Create without fear.
Yeah.
Just go create. You don't have to have training to create. You just have to have a desire.
You have to have a desire.
Well, that's a big part of it. Is the passion, to do it. Everybody always asks, how do you get good, or how do you get advanced? And I'm like, and it's just about see. And a big part of it is the passion. Right? You gotta have the desire to do it.
You got to have the desire. And don't be hard on yourself, because you have the time in, and as long as you're enjoying it. And yes, selling some things is nice too. Right?
That's a nice perk. When
That's
it
a nice
happens.
perk. And that validation of somebody else is kind of looking at what I'm doing
Oh, it's
too.
that show. It's good work if you can get it.
Yes.
Get it. Murphy. Who was that?
I don't know. But I tell you what,
Did you say Murphy Brown?
Yeah, but I don't think it is.
that
Okay,
is.
I even know that. Look at me. I'm coming up on your space. And sorry.
Getting all artsy on me.
I don't want my palette to stick on your painting.
It'll become part of the painting.
You got peanut butter on my chocolate.
Oh no. This actually would work.
Well, that palette's pretty close. Yeah.
It's matching this.
And I was considering doing and maybe that might be a fun future one, is actually do a piece together, and then we do. Oh, that'd be fun. And then we could maybe auction it online or something to benefit something or other.
Yeah.
That's a fun idea, because I have a group of painters that I kind of hang with too, and here and there, and I always thought it would be fun to do a pass around.
Yeah.
Maybe
We should
size
check
or
that out
bigger, and not divide it. Not say that's David's, that's Sue's, that's.
No.
But
no.
yet, just put some things on, and then the next person can, on their own, not in front of everybody, just add
Do
to
their
it, see
thing.
where that. Hopefully, the last one would just make it all their own, but
Like block included.
yeah, just so it all out.
Sisterhood of the traveling painter.
That means the traveling painting. Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm gonna get a little crazy here.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, mine feels a little safe right now.
Upside down is nice. I haven't seen it the right way.
I don't
Sure.
even, but that's
Is there a
another
right
thing.
way?
I don't know the way yet, right? But I'm trying to do
The way to Saint-Tropez.
circles bearing some shapes, just to start with. This could be a rock or cliff, and there's a circle. Maybe that might be a little sun, I don't know. Then some up and down. Don't divide it in half. Maybe a little horizon line here. What's so nice is this can all be covered up.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You're talking about creating without fear, but
Yeah,
you can always rework it. You can always, it's not sacrosanct, and I've used that term a couple of
you
times.
can,
But
you can.
if you get caught up on a particular layer,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a problem.
These are very safe. I call them starts.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
So,
done with this at all.
so you brought a couple that
I did.
these are what the start.
These
And
are
this, what would be
starts.
your next layer or next step on this?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. I think what I'd like to do is protect some of my papers, my collage papers. And I was mentioning this before to you that I've often gotten carried away and done all this what I think is some cool papers I glue down, and all of a sudden they disappeared. So you want to keep them peeking through a little bit. I like that look.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
really like it.
Sometimes you
So,
have to
this
blot
is
it,
another
but
one.
I think you're right. You got
And I think it's gonna go that way, but I'm not sure. like I said, I have a show that I'm trying to.
And you can really see the tree, kind of the tree thing happening with these too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but I probably will, just to put some paint on, light, dark, get something going. But it won't stay like this. But like these are probably too even.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
You wanna
repetition of shape. And
Yeah,
color,
yeah.
So.
Yep, so these are early, probably 50% done. This is
So
what I would
you'll
do.
actually start doing painting, or would you use the mark making, like the
I probably will go in and
the
do
oil
both.
pastels?
I probably will do both. And if I don't like it, then I'll paint over it. Because you can't,
Yes,
you can
do
go
that.
in and out, in and out.
It's
But
allowed.
you do need to stop one of these days. So. Or you'd never get done with one painting.
I'm stuck on my. I don't know what that is. Like a. Oh.
What's the fun? That's a
I'll look
fun.
down there.
Something fell.
Oh, I put too much. It's okay.
I like your, is it the word fluorescent?
Yes.
Yes.
Fluorescent.
I can't help myself.
Yes. How did you begin being attracted to by the fluorescent look?
You know, I
I
don't.
see that.
Yeah.
Not in everything.
No. Sometimes I rein it in a little bit and I say, okay, you've done enough. You need to try something else. And then I go back to the browns or the whites or
Yeah.
about my cleansing period.
Yeah. Okay.
My work needs a little bit of cleansing. You know,
But is
Don't
that
know when
something you were initially attracted to, or move into that?
that's a good question. I don't know, Kristen. When did you
Is it-
notice
That was the
going to
first thing I
fluorescent
noticed.
stuff?
The vibrancy.
When they showed up in the mail because they were free.
Was that what it was?
But that's a good jump start.
Yeah.
When people give you things to try,
Yeah.
or you get a free something, why would you not use it and try it?
And you were super excited, and you were like, "I will use these," and then they became staples.
Then that explains it.
I
I knew
didn't
there had to
remember
be
that, but it
something.
makes
How
sense.
would you land on? Because I can already see that this is your work.
Yeah.
There's a cohesion for sure
I think,
of your work.
so how does, and I'm going to ask you, even though I kind of know what the response might be, but we get that question quite a bit. How does one develop their own style?
Yeah.
Is it a conscious decision of style, or do you think it actually evolves?
I think it evolves.
You think so?
I do. I think we, like you said, subconsciously things just come out and you repeat. It feels right, feels good, and then you get feedback maybe from people, affirmation, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll keep going that way here.
Do you think it's
But you don't choose it. I don't think it's.
No.
I want to be like that artist.
yeah.
I want to have my look like that.
Yeah, I don't really encourage somebody to. I think when in early stages, looking at other artists is important, and maybe even kind of recreating them.
Yes.
But don't get hung up on that. In my opinion, don't get hung up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to understand the history of the artist. Really, there's nothing really new under the sun. I don't think, but.
And I've heard that before.
But there
nothing's
is
really
ways of
original.
putting it together. I agree with you. I think you need to develop, allow yourself the time to develop.
Too, for sure.
See, I don't
I don't
know.
know. I've always felt like intentionality leads to style.
Is it intentionality? So
Maybe.
what do you mean
I
by
think there's a combo.
intentionality?
Yeah.
Your intention as you were working was your intention to make something that felt good to you. Was your intention to make something beautiful? Was your intention to make something difficult to look at? And I think whatever you're always gravitating toward kind of turns into style, that intention.
That's interesting. For sure. We talk about intention in the martial arts a lot, right?
Mhm.
Martial arts, and because that's my other thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoy martial arts in a couple different styles, but we talk about intentional.
I did read about that.
Intention.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo, Tai Chi. I've done Iaido
That
at
sounds
my
great.
younger days, and Kendo. I'm fascinated by that Filipino stick work right now, like Kali, and because some people call it a screw. But I find a lot of correlation. The longer I've studied that, and the longer I've done the art, I've done art all my life. There's a melding, weird melding to it, and intentionality, as she says, intention in the arts and intention, and that mindset. So what your mind is going into it, whether it's, let's be blunt, whether it's into battle or combat or into the art. And it could be anything. I mean, it could be your career too. What's your intention in your career? You carry that thought forward. Some people call it manifesting, I guess, right? Some people call it manifesting.
Yeah, but that's like two different things.
You
Really.
think it's a little different?
I do.
That's why I love we get into the philosophy once in a while. Stay
I have
down.
a background in psychology. My
Well, you must be
studies
on
were
field day
minor
here
in
with us.
minor in psychology and bachelor's in criminology and sociology. So yes, I am observing everything. But I do think that there is a being curious and
Curious.
Yep.
Yeah, curiosity is really.
curiosity is an important thing, and not being afraid, like you said, to just try things and
Exploration. For sure.
exploration.
Not just of what you're creating, but of yourself, really. Because it is a very personal thing. Someone told me once that art is a very selfish process.
Yeah.
You think it's a selfish process? Creating art?
I think it's taking care of oneself, and
Are you looking for scissors?
I am looking for scissors. I was gonna go like this.
Oh, you know what I do have is a blade.
Do you have a blade?
I have a blade.
I feel like I don't want to take your whole.
Do you want to hold it? I can start it. Or
Sure.
It's a bit psychic.
I just was gonna have maybe
Good thing I'm martial arts trained.
So I don't accidentally cut you. Where do you want it?
up like I love this.
Right there?
That marks
Right there?
just right there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am not a friend with one of those knives. Cuts are.
I sensed that, and so I'm gonna.
No, thank
spared you.
you. Thanks for doing that. Love it.
So now I got to remember where this piece was in between that 5 seconds or so. Of,
You're right about the fiber on this. I like this. I might put this on just
Yeah.
deliberately.
I got some fuzz down here.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do the same.
8 minutes, just so you're aware.
Okay.
We can go over. I just want
That gets us 45 minutes into it, or
an
no?
hour.
An hour. That's a pretty good show. You always ask, Kristen, who's painting today? But you didn't ask today.
Well, because you guys are talking.
Maybe talking too much.
I do usually ask who is painting today.
So I'm actually using my fingers to go
Yeah.
through a little bit.
I like it.
A little bit, making some structure there. That's fine.
Yeah, I like that too.
So I picked up some color there using my fingers, and then I just kind of brought it over here. A semi-conscious decision, maybe?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Here or something.
That's fun. You can
Put
use
it
any
in,
of my stuff.
put it
I'll be
in.
honored.
See what ends up happening. Do you ever, when you demo during this program, do you then, or do you proclaim that finished when you're done with your program? Or do you ever
Occasionally we've had them done, but
Really?
most of the time, the cameras go off, she's uploading stuff, and I'm like, and it's funny that,
then cutscene or?
yeah, I might keep going at it, but also there's like a psychological change because we're trying to be upbeat, happy here.
Aren't you though?
And interesting, I'm trying to be interesting, all right?
Somebody asked
It's
if
a tough thing.
they're sculpting today. Does that count?
Yes, yes it does.
Yes, it does.
So maybe I should change my question to who's arting?
Who's arting?
Who's arting today?
You know, but it's a weird, so being in front of the cameras and being that kind of energy level, you know, and afterwards it's like, ah, but at that moment of that release, if I'm looking at a piece, suddenly I might see something, or I keep, and a lot of times I'll keep working for another hour or two.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Because of something, that change, that perception change. I like calling it sneaking up on the arrow.
That's a good
Do
one.
you sneak up on the arrow?
I guess I do. Yeah. Sometimes I have to stay out of my art space. I can't get out. I'm going in there to find something.
Oh,
Don't look. You're
no,
gonna end
that's,
up
yeah, that's dangerous.
pulling something that,
I'm not gonna use that
working
on
into
there.
it.
I'll put it on this for later, maybe.
So
I hate to waste paint.
I know this will not be finished today.
No.
But I like to post some progress sometimes on my
Yes. So
Instagram account, and I bet you do too. Like,
For sure.
Like after this, you might say, "This
Well,
is
I'll
from
post it
my-"
and then tag you on it, and you
On
can
the
tag
date.
me, and then we can both
Yes.
see what we're doing with it.
everybody go follow Sue
Well, and then we can see the progress of where these may really end up.
Yeah, and we'll post it. If you don't know, if you can't find it,
I got it.
We'll put that at the end of the recording when Kristen uploads.
Nice.
I can say words.
Nancy's like, I
It's so
have
nice that you have Kristen to help you with
Oh,
all
is
those
Nancy on there?
things.
Yeah, she's like, I missed it, but I have to go watch the reruns.
Well, yeah, that's reruns. That's what it is. Live show, filmed inside of a live. We're gonna get an audience in here.
That is actually my pitch deck.
So we're kind of hoping to take this a little more seriously and move it into an actual show, TV show.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know why
I
anybody
would
wants to watch me, but you know,
I love it.
I like this part, bringing artists in.
Yes.
I learn a lot.
I learned a lot too.
So have you used the markers afterwards, like the acrylic markers and stuff for finish work yet?
I have.
I
have
What brand do you like?
Costco.
Oscar. I got those too.
Yeah, those are nice, aren't they?
I have.
What were those you were showing me? That
This is from Amsterdam, and I love Amsterdam. But you'll find every different brand has different characteristics I've discovered. So I have 3 brands that I work a lot with. Amsterdam is great. Royal Talent Supplies. And we love the marker because of the pigmentation. I really like their pigment, particularly the metallics. Like the metallics really show up nicely.
Louder.
and so
Metallics show up nicely.
you would not want to put one of these to a wet ruin.
Yeah,
You wait
they
until
can
it's
clog.
dry.
Now that's one of the things because I like to work wet and wet. So like these
An after thing.
and the Unos, which are from Marabou, this is the German company, they do not like getting into wet. The Poscas are a little bit more tolerant of dunking them into the wet stuff, but they still ruin. So for example, these are some. I don't get any juice in it. So this is one that I've used. You can see some of the color. If I cover it, it might be okay. Let me get the gold.
Yeah.
So here's the gold one. But I've used this one, you can see in the paint. And it still does a little bit of mark making. You know, and I can still work it through.
Without ruining the tip or clogging.
Yeah, it clogs it a little bit, but some of the brands will clog easier than others.
That's nice. I like that.
So that's kind of fun to do. So I do like to bring that in and sometimes do this when it's wet because I want to pull that color down through the piece.
Mhm.
But it doesn't always work with the different. You got to find the markers that work for you. Is the point.
Right. Yeah. Sounds like you've got a variety of them, which I don't know how you ever discovered all those.
They came in the mail.
How are you getting them in the mail? Are you paying for them?
A lot of times we'll get samples from different companies, and then we love them so much, and you know I don't always get them for free, but we then buy them after we get the sample.
Yeah,
I will say the Posca originally was discovered because our oldest gave David a Posca for Christmas.
A handful of pasta markers.
And David was like, what am I supposed to do with these?
I never worked with them before.
And then like 6 months later, he's like, fine, I'm gonna try these. And now they're like a staple.
I just started kind of using a few of them, and a friend of mine introduced them as well. And I didn't really know what to do with them.
No, I think you'd still kind of explore and find that out.
Yeah. And then you get so many tools in your toolbox that
Well,
I call it the toy box.
Look at around behind you
And
here.
you forget about them. It's time to not buy anymore. You got some great stuff.
There's a lot of goodies in here. We might be exploring after we're done here. Keep looking at stuff. So I think we're gonna call it, right? We got
We're
a
rounding
solid
it up.
hour. You can keep paying too if you want.
Okay.
I'll let you. But anyway, thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming today and visiting. If you have questions afterwards, when Kristen uploads this, go ahead and put them in there, and Sue can answer them, or I will. We'll do our best to do that. You're going to find her handle tag, and you're on primarily on Instagram,
Facebook or Instagram.
Facebook or Instagram. You can find us everywhere. So just go to our website at davidaustingallery.com. And don't forget our clothing line moved from davidaustingallery.com to muddypaw.net. So go and give it a little love over there. It's brand new stuff. Get outdoors, right?
Yeah, or get an apron.
Yeah, or get. And so we're really excited by that the new clothing line. And so we're gonna do some more painting maybe afterwards.
Awesome.
But thank you again for coming. Sue. It was so nice to have you. Like a good big paint hug, virtual hug. So, and by all means, everybody, be kind to each other. Remember, use the hashtag create without fear. We're so happy you're here, and we wish you all a really wonderful rest of the weekend. I'm going to keep painting. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We're not off yet. We'll get the cue in a minute. We have the fun music in the background. This is the outtake music.
Step up from the elevator music. Sure.
Okay, there's an issue with YouTube, so assume you're still on.
We're still on YouTube.